our program this evening, we're dealing with Greater Lowell Habitat for Humanity, and I'm pleased to be joined by Brenda Gould, who is the Executive Director for Greater Lowell Habitat for Humanity, and also by Colleen Stansfield, who assists me with the program this evening. So thank you for being here. And,
thank you for having me.
And welcome, Brenda. A lot to talk about with Greater Lowell Habitat. I guess for those casual viewers in the community, tell us a little bit about the organization and where things are at today.
Okay, so Habitat of Greater Lowell, we cover 15 towns in the general Greater Lowell, basically down Route 2 and Route 3 and a little bit up 128. So that's kind of how we're carved out. I don't know who carved us, but anyway. So in those 15 towns, I am happy to say that our next house that we buy or move into will be our 50th house. We've been in business since 1991. It's a grassroots organization. We raise every dollar locally. Jimmy Carter doesn't send us money. We actually pay for the name.
He doesn't come and
for the brand name.
nails.
No, I've tried, but we had a Baptist build. I tried to get him, but he was busy. So everything we do is raised locally and spent locally. So we'll be on our 50th home, but right now we have 2 duplexes going on in Lowell, one in the Acre neighborhood and one in the Belvedere neighborhood. Mm-hmm. And we just finished 2 single-family homes in Westford. Those closed this past year. And we will be starting a project in North Billerica, I'll say October, November, but our family selection process is starting up now. So if there's anybody who's interested, I'll give you some information about that. But it's on Alpine Street, almost on the Chelmsford border.
The town line near Brook Hill Road.
Right off of Brook Hill. So it's kind of in Chelmsford, but not
quite.
Not quite, but so that's our new build program, and I'll talk about how you become a homeowner in a minute. But that's our new builds, 50 homes. They are all either single family or duplexes. We haven't done any multi-units yet. All different kinds, ranches, garrisons. We've done a split. So we try to fit into the neighborhood.
Right, you said you had lots of plans.
Right, we don't want people to be driving by and saying, oh, there's the Habitat house.
Right.
We want to fit into the neighborhood. So we work very well with developers. If we can get into their subdivision, they put the infrastructure, we build the house. And we raise the money to build the house, and they get the tax deduction. We have a second program that I don't want to forget about is our critical repair program. And we've actually done a few in Chelmsford of this. It's a program for seniors primarily. We love to work with seniors and veterans, but it doesn't exclude families. So if you already own a home and you want to stay in your home, and you have a critical need, there's a code violation or something in order to get your insurance, or perhaps you've become disabled and you need something with accessibility, we'll put on ramps, we'll do roofs, we'll redo porches, steps. We try to stay on the exterior, but we have done work on the interior. So that's our second program. Everything and why I got involved with Habitat, it's a hand up, not a hand out. So I don't care what your political views are, but it's great to have somebody have skin in the game. These families work very hard, and both programs, they have to put some money into it. But for the new builds, it's an interest-free, below-cost loan. So they do pay for the house. It's just that it's much below what you would pay in the market. It's also deed restricted in perpetuity, so they can't move in and flip the house. But they do gain equity because they're not paying any interest. So we target families that are below 60% of the area median income, which ballpark for a family of 4 is around $50,000. But it depends on how big your family is or how small, but that's usually what I tell people. And they have to have a need, which would either be a financial need or a physical need, like, little critters, or it's a safety, they're in a very dangerous area. There has to be drafty windows, high electric bills. They have to have a need, a financial need, and a physical need, so the financial part and the physical. They have to be willing to partner with us. So it's not just a lottery. It is a lottery process, but it's not just a lottery. You have to, not everybody's name goes in the hat. You have to be able to put in sweat equity, which is 450 hours if you're a dual income family. So you come out and build your own house. I can't say that I did that. So I give these families a lot of credit. I mean, that's hard to do that. And so they put in their sweat equity. They have to go to financial training, like how to be a homeowner.
Solvent.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
And, understand what's going to be coming. And we've just added a class on how to be a good neighbor. Because things that they usually would call a landlord for, now they have to
They
do
own
it.
it,
So
yeah.
take your garbage in, bring the bikes off the street, things like that. And they do some public appearances, so they're willing to partner with us, if we have a gala event. And then the last thing is they do have to have an ability to pay. It's not a handout. They have to pay a mortgage. But as I was telling Colleen, the houses that we've been selling, I'll use Lowell as an example, a 3-bedroom home, goes for about $130,000 to $140,000 for a 3-bedroom home, 4-bedroom home, one we're building now. When you fully load in their taxes, their insurance, they're a condex, so they have a condo fee, and their interest-free principal, it's about $850 a month.
That's affordable.
So, so they're paying it, but it's really affordable. Even the houses we did in Westford, I think we sold them for about 180, maybe 185. So all in with the homeowners, about 1,000. But they have beautiful walking trails.
Right.
They've got great school systems. Not that Lowell is not a good school system, but it's a little bit higher, and it's great. So they're not handed to them. So we've been very busy looking for families, very busy building.
So do you start with the affordable housing through the housing authorities? Is that where you start with your list, or?
No, we do not have a waiting list because people, we only build 1 to 2 to 3 houses a year. Maybe this year we're going to build 4, but it's too long a wait. We're building all of our houses with volunteers.
Right.
So it's a longer wait than most people. It takes us 9 months to maybe a year sometimes to build a house, a duplex. So we put people in. We keep them on a list, but there's no waiting list. So when the information sessions are ready, we send out to them and say, fill in an application. I have to say many of our families have applied 2 and 3 times. It's just the luck of the draw. So we will ask the housing authorities if they have anybody that's interested. We put posters up. We do information sessions in the town.
But you find your own applicants.
Yeah, and an applicant meeting, we might have about 100 families that come.
Oh, yeah.
Which is probably the worst part of the job, having so many families
having to
with
say
so
no.
few houses.
Yeah.
But what happens is 100 people come, and some people can't put in the work or don't want to put in the work, so that dwindles off. And so in the end, we usually may have 10 to 15 families.
Gotcha.
So this time we had 4 houses. So 4 of the 15 got a home. And hopefully we'll be able to help just one family at a time, no big developments.
Now, how do you go around finding land or homes to?
That's really hard. That's the
the
hardest part
hardest
of the
part?
job. Yeah, because in the old days when the market was down, there was extra land here and there. Sometimes not great land, but we could make it work because many of the towns are very flexible with variances for us.
Yep.
Not that we're breaking any rules, but they give us a couple of breaks. But now it's so demanding, and the market's so good, and the for-profit developers can make money on pretty much anything, even if they buy a piece of property. There was an auction yesterday that I went to in Drake-it. I said, listen, I can't pay more than $25,000 for a house because we're going to have to raise the money to build it. I can't sell it for 130 and buy it for 180.
Right.
And that's what it went for, 180.
Wow.
So we have wonderful support of the towns. I mean, Paul and I, we've talked. We're always looking for something. There's so many great donors out there. We've had private donations of property that somebody just wants a legacy and wants to be able to drive by and say, you know what, I put that house there because I donated it, which is shocking to me that there's so many people. It is a tax deduction.
Yeah.
But, we avoid the bigger properties coming in. So if you just want one house in a neighborhood, it's just an easy way to put it in. And we have a small footprint. We can build on 4,000 square feet if the town would let us.
Gotcha.
There's lots of
We
zoning.
have some of those.
Yeah, but there's a lot of zoning issues that, you have to be an acre and things like that. We could build 4 houses on that. But land is difficult. So to your audience, if there's anybody who wants to leave a legacy, we'd love to work with them and do that. And I know Paul's looking, properties come up. I've worked with Evan before, and hopefully something will come up because our offices are in Westford.
Yeah.
So you guys are our neighbors,
Yeah.
and it's real easy to come next to Chelmsford, take pictures of the groups, and
I understand there's a lot of Chelmsford people who participate
oh yeah,
on
yeah.
Habitat for Humanity.
Yeah, we have a lot of regular volunteers that come out. The companies in Chelmsford, we've worked with Kronos when they were here.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Comcast used to
Comcast.
be.
They're still here, yeah.
We've worked with them, and there's a couple of smaller companies that have come out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not just the big companies, but it's a great way to spend a day.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you take your department out to dinner. Okay, that's great. This way you can go and build a house, and you know what? The senior executive and the mail clerk, you guys are all equal on site. So it's a lot of fun, you know, to tease the senior people. It's a great way to build camaraderie and a great way to spend a day, you know, good 8 hours, and then you drive by and you say, I put that window in. So it's fun. Yeah, so, I mean, I know nothing about building.
Yeah.
So and I think it's fun.
I find that hard to believe.
Well, I know nothing about how to build, but I have excellent people that know what all the.
That's all you need. Surround yourself with good people.
They're all licensed people and things like that. But one other thing I did want to mention is our Restore,
Yep.
which is almost in Chelmsford too.
North Billerica.
Right. We tried to get in Chelmsford.
We
It
tried.
just didn't work. Sorry, but we tried. So we got as close as we could because I keep track of our zip codes of who buys, and Chelmsford is a huge supporter between donations and between coming and shopping. So we are on 129. Literally, when you see the Billerica sign, we're your next right,
Yep.
across from the Forum, and we're open Wednesdays through Sunday, 10 to 6 Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Saturday 9 to 5, Sunday 11 to 5. We do free pickups. We take furniture, appliances, home goods, building materials, lighting, pretty much anything, as long as it's not hazardous. Then we try to clean up whatever we can. We are a little bit more selective than we used to be because we're only in like 11,000 square feet. So please don't be disappointed if we don't take everything. Then we clean it up, we put it on the floor. We try to mark it below 70% of what it would be new. And all that money goes into, once the lights are on, once we keep the lights on, and the rent goes into building homes in the area.
So how long has the store been?
We just moved here in January. We're a traveling store.
Oh.
We're not supposed to be, but we have been. We were in Billerica, yeah. Then we moved to Tingsboro. Then we had to move to Billerica. There was issues with the building, and then the place got sold, and we had to move out. But we're here to stay. I have a 10-year lease. We're not going anywhere. So if people want to donate, they just call 978-215-9975. We'll set up a pickup. Or they can drop things off if they want, and we'd love to have people come and shop. We just got tons of carpeting. I'll put a plug in for National Carpets, who
I was going to ask you who
donated.
it all.
Yeah,
Good for you.
all new. Most of these are commercial, but there's some not commercial. There's some residential, some smaller. We have brand new paint donated by what is it? Kills Paint, K-I-L-Z.
Yeah, K-I-L-Z.
Yeah,
Know it,
primer.
use it.
A lot of that you can get for $20 to $25 a gallon. We have new cabinets. We actually do custom cabinets. If you are designing a kitchen, JSI Cabinetry down in Fall River gives us a percentage of everything that we sell for them, and I can guarantee I can beat Home Depot prices. We have all levels. We have new Recolor paint, which is recycled paint. Literally, they take Benjamin Moore paints and all, and they mix it all, and they put in an antibacteria, and boom.
Wow.
It's great. I've used it in our own buildings, and it covers really well. Those are just some of the big things we have.
Yeah.
But we get a lot of unusual things. So if you're one of those thrift store shoppers, we had this green couch that we sold, and it was one of those wavy ones, and it went on this weird things on thrift shop website. Yeah. Oh my God, we got like 15 calls. So you never know what you're going to find. Every day we have pickups, so every day there's something new, and it changes. So you have to come and visit us every week.
Right, because they can't shop your store on the website. They have to physically go there.
No,
okay,
no.
In today's world, you actually physically have to do something.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
like discount home goods,
Yeah.
because you can't really shop them online
Yeah.
either. So, but yeah, and Jerry and the staff down there are very personable. And they love shoppers coming in, and now we have little Restore pens for people who follow us on Facebook and stuff. So we're anxious
Oh,
to
do you
make
post
that.
things on Facebook?
We do
or- oh, good.
Facebook, our website, Instagram. So it's Lowell Habitat is the way that it's listed. So you could like us on any of those or follow us, whatever
Certainly.
the right terminology is. So, but
I
we're
have to check with my kids on that one.
yeah, me too. I have Instagram and Twitter, but I don't have Facebook. Oh, one of those people. But
I was
Habitat
told
does.
Facebook is our age now.
Yeah, I never got into it, but my staff, we have one for Habitat. So, but love to see more. Chelmsford's been very good with us.
But you haven't done a project here.
No, but they still keep shopping and donating, and it's wonderful, and I truly appreciate it. Maybe it's an anticipation of something to come.
Something
So,
big.
Yes, we would like that. We still haven't actually signed on our 50th house, so the 50th could be in Chelmsford. So we already have sponsors for the 50th house. I just don't have the house because a lot of the local businesses, I mean, NetScout, Juniper, Salesforce, big sponsors of us, Thrivent Financial. I mean, these people are very generous with their time and their money, you know, $50,000, $75,000, some of them, because we have to raise all the money to build the house. So,
Big
so
task.
yeah, so we have people interested. We have a couple of projects coming up that we just haven't signed on the dotted line yet.
You talked about doing an informational session for the neighborhood that you're going into.
Mm-hmm.
Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, that's primarily, people get scared when they hear the word affordable housing, but you know what? I basically say, you know what? We all want affordable housing. Wouldn't you like your mortgage to be less than 30% of your income? And that's basically what we guarantee. But people get scared about that, and so they think, oh, you know, people aren't going to take care of their house. Not that that doesn't happen, but you know what? I could have a neighbor in a more affluent neighborhood that doesn't take care of their house. So we do an information session for the neighbors to try to explain our process. It's not just everybody's name goes in a hat. There's a little bit more of a threshold that they have to do.
Right.
So when these families have skin in the game and they're actually building their own home, they meet a lot of the community. Neighbors will come out and help build. And you know, the local churches, we have a lot of churches that come out. So the information session is to explain how Habitat works, different from just a straight affordable lottery,
Right.
and what the families have to put in. And then we go through the design of the house. You know, sometimes you know, this house we're doing in Billerica is a renovation, so we're not going to probably change the outside of it. But people get nervous about what's going to be on the, you know, what are you going to put in there? If they're all 4,000 square foot houses and you're going to put in a 1,200, how's that going to look? So we have several designs that we do, and we have ways to make houses look bigger. You know, I mean, like a duplex that looks like a single family, but it's really a duplex.
Yeah.
You know, there's ways to do that. So we find it very successful to just come on out and tell us what your concerns are, and we'll try to respond to them. We might not have the answer you like, but so the information sessions are for the neighbors. We also do an info session, which we're doing starting in September. I think September 13th is the first one. The 7th and the 13th, there's 4 of them, for people who are interested in being families. So they understand it's not just a lottery. You have to do more than that. You have to have some skin in the game. So,
Gotcha.
so that's when we kind of do a pre-qualification, so to make sure people, sometimes, I mean, we're pretty lenient on credit, especially if it's, you know, debt that was incurred, like school loans or a medical. If your revolving credit is really bad, then we'll work with you on a credit counselor, and you might come back next time and apply for the house. Gotcha. So I mean, I love the whole mission of it.
Yeah, you seem excited about
Yeah,
it.
it's not a job. It's really gets to be part of you. And the families are so great, and they're just so. Yesterday we had someone, she's looking at her house, and there's a dishwasher. She's like, "What is that?" I'm like, "It's a dishwasher." She goes, "What?" I said, no, it goes in, you press the button, it's clean. And she's like, oh my, that is unbelievable. And I'm thinking, the things that I take for granted are
We all
just,
do.
yeah, awesome for these. The kids, you know, they got to pick the colors of their room because Aubuchon Paints, I'll put a plug for them, they do it for free. They help them color code, and kids get to pick, I want bright pink, and I don't care what, you know. So, and we have lots of generous partners. The local 103, they do all of our electrical work for free. So I can't thank them enough. And Dana Wallboard up in, I think it's Dunstable, he gives us all the wallboard for free. So these are big
So you've had long-time sponsors that
commitments.
have
And these are
been.
very generous people that really want to work in the community and give back to the community. So I appreciate everything that they do. But it's just great to see the family when they go into the home. And but the colors are the funny thing, because if you live in an apartment, it's usually beige.
Yeah.
And then the colors are like, the personality just comes out, and it's just really nice. So we do a dedication after we close, and they invite their family and their friends. We don't go into the house. They can invite people if they want. We bless the home, whatever their faith is, and it's just a great feeling. So it's nice. We're a small business. Don't get me wrong. We still have to make payroll, but we're a small business with a great product, and you can't get better than that.
No.
So, and it's really great to see the community come around these families, and what might have been hesitant at first, they get to meet the families, and they're awesome, So I know that the next build we do is going to be great. We don't have the family yet, but I know it's going to be great.
Oh, yeah.
So lots of ways for people to help us. Come and volunteer. Certainly, we will never say no to money. Come and shop at the Restore or donate to the Restore. We're there. Restore at lowellhabitat.org is our web our email, and the website is myrestorema. And ours is lowellhabitat.org, so you can go and look at our website. There should be some new stuff up there, but we're in the middle of doing our website over, so it might not be as pretty as it's supposed to be, but it will be. So anyway, but thank you for letting us come out and, talk to the good people of Chelmsford, and I hope that we'll get something soon,
Yeah.
but I know that the critical repair program is something that families have reached out to us, and we've done a few here. Would like to do more as well.
So if somebody has a need, they just reach out, and oftentimes you have estate properties and so forth that they're trying to handle with as well. We sometimes see that either distressed or estate properties where maybe there's an opportunity for Habitat to come in and assist.
Yeah, we actually had. That's kind of what happened in Concord. That there was somebody that wanted to. Their father had built the house, and they kind of wanted the legacy to continue. I'm like, well, hey. We love it, so thank you. You just never know. We haven't gotten into tiny houses yet. That's the only other thing that I was thinking about, but I'm not ready for that yet. We're still a little bit bigger than the tiny houses. So
What's the typical size? Is it 2,400 square feet? What
Oh
size
no,
is it?
it's usually 12.
1,200?
Yeah, unless we're.
Duplex would be 24, as I'm saying.
Duplex would be 24. Yeah.
In terms
So
of
we
the
usually
structure.
do upstairs, downstairs, so it's 600. On top of each other. The basements, we do basements. They're not finished basements, but we don't build on a slab. Sometimes we do, but if we can, we would build with the basement, so there's storage. But yeah, it's usually a 3-bedroom, with 3 bedrooms upstairs and a full bath, and then downstairs a kitchen, bigger kitchen with a living area, and sometimes a 3/4 bath or just a half bath, it depends. Washer and dryer, which is another thrill, that they don't have to go to the laundromat. People are like, whoa, I get to do my own. So I'm like, yes. And I understand that, because I remember my first apartment, I didn't have that either, and it was a nice luxury. So, but yeah, 1,200, unless a house is donated. So like the one in Billerica is probably closer to 1,600. So it will be a bigger house.
That'll be a single family.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think, I can't really remember, but the donation was restricted to a 3-bedroom single family. So it will be a 3-bedroom. There'll just be a little bit more dining, living area downstairs with the bedrooms upstairs.
We have 1 minute left in our program. Is there anything else you want to touch upon?
geez,
before we
all
wrap
right.
Wow,
up?
we flew right through.
Yeah, I talked through the whole thing. No, I just want to really encourage people to come to the Restore. That is an easy way to help.
Okay.
And we'll pick up. So it's, 978-215-9975. If you have any questions about land or being a family, go to lowellhabitat.org, and my email is up there. It's
And all
easier
the
to remember.
criteria is all there too.
Yep, and the form that I'm talking about for this Billerica house is already up there as well. So you can look at it and see financially if you qualify. That's the first thing. But
Geez, you didn't even need us here.
And it's easy to find the Restore. It's right across from the Forum.
it's right across from the
Chelmsford
forum.
We all know where that is.
Everybody knows where that is.
Yeah, and there's a
Very
Mexican
pretty.
place.
Yeah.
Casablanca?
Yes, yeah.
Exactly.
I've been there. Sorry, I
Right.
can't remember the name. So, but we're in an industrial complex, so we don't have a storefront.
Yep.
So you just kind of drive around back.
Right. Well, thank you, Brenda, and thank you, Colleen. And
Thank you.
Again, thank you, and please try to help out if you can. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.